First and foremost, the last weeks were so busy for me. I could not share any personal stories or tell any stories because I've been looking for internship. Since I want to join school here, I was told to do internship in a German institution at least for 3 months, full time. So I've been looking for that. Meaning, I had to write so many emails, make so many calls where I can do internship, and I did that. And let me tell you, I am a lucky man. I got so many invites for the interview. You guys, they invited me for interviews. And let me tell you, I was so happy. I was so excited. I prepared myself. I rehearsed very well how I'll to introduce myself, what I'll talk about myself. I made myself ready for the interview. And I can tell you, everything happened very well. But anyway, there is this interview that I would like to share with you. I was invited for the interview. So I reached on time, sharp, early in the morning. Welcome to me in the office. I just stood there waiting. Then they told me, okay, please, Otako, can you have the seat? And then I took the seat. Remember, look in the eyes of the interviewers. I was looking at them in the eyes, seated. And then they asked me, Otako, would you like to have some water or anything to drink? I said, oh, no, please. Everything is okay. I'm ready here, waiting for the interview. And then they started to say, okay, Otako, we have seen your CV. It is really a nice CV. You are really experienced. You have good CV. Yeah, and we are happy to see that you are interested in doing internship in our institution. I was happy looking in their eyes, smiling. And then they said, okay, Otako. I said, yes, please, can you tell us something about yourself and why you are here? You guys remember, I had rehearsed very well. Everything was in my head. I started right away to speak in German, not English. Mein Name ist Otako. Ich komme aus Uganda und ich bin eine Theaterpädagoge. Ich habe schon mein B1 Deutschkurs abgeschlossen. Ich musste in hier eine Richtung eine Praktikumsstelle bekommen, weil ich nächstes Jahr im August eine Ausbildung zum Erzieher beginnen möchte. At that time I was feeling headache. They found me question number 1. Question number 2 in German. By the time the interview ended, let me tell you, all the things in the office were rotating around my head like this. I was feeling a headache. I could not talk anymore. So as I tried to pick my bag, walk outside of the office, I was staggering. And then one of the interviewers said, please, Otako, would you like to have some water? I said, yes, please, give me water. They gave me water. I drank the whole glass of water. I moved outside the office. Let me tell you, all the buildings were just rotating around my head. I could not understand what was happening. I was feeling dizzy, literally dizzy, because when I speak German, I get headache. You guys, I tried to sit on my bicycle, but I could not sit on my bicycle. I said, Otako, you know what? Push your bicycle home. I pushed my bicycle home. Period. As I was pushing my bicycle back home, I got a phone call, and then I removed my phone and I looked at the phone like this. It was a Ugandan number. You guys, I was so happy. I was happy that I'm going to speak to someone from Uganda back home. I am going to speak my mother language, my mother tongue. So I picked the call. Yes, hello, Okowachi, wazira, mulio, tulio. And then the guy started asking, Otako, I need some help. You know what? I paid some property and they're demanding me some money. I want you to send me some money. You know, if you don't send me that money, this person needs the money. And you know, Corona has really affected my financial part. I cannot get money. Can you imagine? Personally, I was just looking for a free practicum where even I'm not paid. I don't have documentation. I didn't know how to explain this to someone back home, that I don't have documents, I cannot work, even I don't have money. But anyway, I looked at my phone and I said, you know what, Otako? End the call. I ended the call. The moment I ended the call, I even switched off my phone and I said, Otako, why did I really give my number to the people back home? Because at this point, I wanted someone to talk to. But anyway, this call was a wake-up call. I woke up from being dizzy to being sober. I sat on my bicycle. I started riding back home. But when I reached home, I said, no, Otaku, today, let me share with you people. I am going to tell you what other people cannot tell you the truth about Europe. First and foremost, the Europe that we see on the media, or the Europe that we imagine when we are back home in Africa, it is not the Europe that we found when we came to Europe. One, there's no money found on the trees in Europe. You will not find money on the trees in Europe. No, you will not find money on the streets. No, that's not there. You will not see trees having money. As you see in this video, the trees have leaves. So to get money in Europe, you need to find a job. And by the way, to tell you, to find a job when you come to Europe as a black person from Africa, it's not easy. For one, you need what they call documentations. You need papers. You need documents that enable you to get a job. For example, work permits, residence permit. These are things that you cannot just get from one night. You need to follow up these. Some of these documents take years for people to get them. And when you get them, then you need to invest maybe 5 years or 10 years. You study to be able even to get a better job, to be also integrated in the system. For example, when you're here in Germany, you have to learn the language. And then all those are years and money you are spending to invest in yourself. Because most of us who come here, we are educated from home. Our papers, we have them. The education papers, we have them. But the problem, some of these papers are not accepted by the system. So you have to go back to school. But you can't just join school just like that too. You need to find the right document that enables you to find a school. And then when you find a school, you study maybe as you are working. Just like in my previous videos when I shared with you that, hey, you can find a house builder, you work as you are paid. And by the way, if you have not subscribed to my channel, you subscribe right now and also ring the bell, and then you are able to have more of these videos that I do. The documentations that enables you to work are depend on the different angles. For example, personally, I came to Europe as a volunteer, meaning my status is to volunteer in the institution that I came to. So I have to volunteer, and after volunteering, that means then I have to find another status. So if I want to go, I go back home. But if I want to say I want to study, then I have to look for a school. Then I get a job, and then when I get a job, then I start working and studying. Let me tell you, when you are back home, you see that the Europeans are sending money through the European Union, giving big sums of money to the governments in Africa. This is a political system that is organized so that the white race is stronger than the African, the black race. This is designed for that. This is designed to put their white supremacy above the black people. But when you come from Africa and you come to Europe, that's when you know that that money, I have to work for it. It's not just given to me. To tell the truth, here in Europe, we have street beggars. Beggars who are white people, beggars who are from all other parts of the world. But most important, for example, in Germany, you find a German person who's begging on the street because they don't have also money. People here work so hard. People work from morning to morning just to find money. And to tell the truth, fellow Africans here work so hard. They do jobs that are really so difficult. Sometimes they work over hours to find some money to send back home. And that's the truth. And when they don't have real documentations, so they will work in anything to be able to bring that money that you want. Some of them don't have residence permit. The state is after them. They don't have jobs. They have to work in legal jobs or to work in jobs that are not for legalized, meaning they are not protected as workers. Where you find most of us who are migrants from Africa, we end up into being human trafficked, sex trafficking, you are forced into drug trafficking, you are forced into labor trafficking, you end up abused. Your all human right is abused just because you cannot even afford to have the right papers to work. You cannot even call and tell your people home that this is what is happening to me. By the way, fellow guys who are living, fellow Africans, black people who are living in Europe, maybe living in Germany, and you cannot tell this to your relatives, share with them this video. Show them that this is the truth. Life is not easy the way they see it on the media in Europe, that everything is okay. No. This is the truth. And I know now you're asking me, oh, if the people, you come to Europe, if you guys come to Europe and there's no money, why don't you come back to Africa? Let me tell you something. So many black people from Africa who came to Europe expecting the best, greener pastures, and they didn't find it as it was expected. Some of them cannot come back because you will laugh at them. Some of them will not come back because you are going to laugh at them. You are going to make them the laughing stone. The moment they step onto the airport, you are going to laugh at them and say, oh, these guys went to Europe and things didn't work out, so they came back with nothing. Generally, you make them examples of failures in a community. You are not able to integrate them in the society because even the governments in Africa have not designed a system that integrates people who have come back as returnees from other countries abroad. You leave them and you see them as failures. And this is the most painful stage of any return coming back from any country abroad, or coming from Europe after things failed out. Or maybe he was or she was deported and they come back in this country. They will always find it difficult to be accepted by the society. Then what happens? They stay wherever they are. They stay in Europe, running from one city to another, one state to another, running so that they cannot be deported. And at the end of the day, they will live their entire life on the streets, homeless, having nowhere to sleep. They can't go back home. They can't stay in Europe. They are just in between. They have no home. And they cannot be accepted either in Europe or in Africa, which is the hardest thing. And these people will not tell you the truth because they don't know how to be open and tell you that I have no job. I'm running from one place to another. But when you call them and you ask them, how are you doing? How is everything in Europe? Do you have a job? What kind of job you are doing? Oh yeah, support them. There's nothing wrong to support someone emotionally. They will feel strong. They'll wake up every morning and work harder. But when you call them and you're always asking for money, no one is going to pick your call. And don't ask yourself why always you call people abroad and they don't pick your calls. It's because they know you're going to ask for them money. Some of them cut off their communication because they don't want to even relate with you guys because they're always going to ask for money, and that's pressure. And then from that pressure, you get depression. Then from depression, you end up either losing your life. And by the way, not that all people who are living in Europe, the black people don't have their jobs. They are lucky. They are lucky ones who have papers, they have documents, and they're working. And they get the money, but still, they have bills. Someone has to pay rent, someone has to pay for his phone, someone has to pay for electricity, he has to pay for gas, he has to pay for health insurance, he has to pay for so many bills to survive. And that means that when he saves something, then maybe he can share with you back home something. That's what they can. This is the truth. That your sisters, your brothers, or your friends living in Europe will not tell you, but you will always find it on this channel. I have started to share this information because I feel it's right to talk about certain things. And if you like my videos, definitely you like, comment, subscribe. Yes, guys, thank you. And by the way, there's a video that I did recently. How can you find a job in German, like Ausbildung? Yeah, so you can watch that video. And then you know how to find the Ausbildung, and then you leave some comments, and then if you have a topic you want me to address, I'm here to speak. You put it down. I can address it for you. Thank you, guys.